believe, because Duncan Reader finished early, I've got about 2.5 hours to finish, which is quite easy. As soon as you put a microphone in front of me, my wife calls me a shy extrovert. And as soon as I see a microphone, I go on for hours. And I also do karaoke. So if we really got a lot of time, beware. So the anatomy of a business English teacher. Yeah, 1990, I talked a lot about the anatomy of a business English teacher. Can you remember what happened in 1990? It was a very good year. The Soviet Union came apart. Germany came together. It was the first Gulf War, not so good. Margaret Thatcher left office. I'll leave your comments on that. But the really important stuff, the Eurovision Song Contest was won by Italy with a song called Insieme, all together. All right. And the temperature of 37.1 degrees was recorded at Cheltenham in Gloucester, which was the highest summer temperature for 100 years. Just think of that and bask in its warmth as we sit here this morning. And I was talking about the anatomy of a business English teacher in 1990. And I thought it would be interesting to introduce the future by looking a little bit at the past and considering if things have changed or if we're still the same. So, the anatomy of a business English teacher, the sequel. Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the classroom, here we are. So, what is business English? Discuss. 2 quotes for you here. The main difference between business English training and general English training is a sense of purpose. How ridiculous. Does this mean that everyone who comes to study English for exams has no sense of purpose? Or people just happen to be passing by a language school and think, oh, I'll pop in there to spend half an hour? I'm not with that. You know what they're saying, but they're not quite there. There's a longer one from, by the way, I should have mentioned presentation skills and all that. I have handouts of all of these slides, so you don't need to take notes. You can concentrate on the slides or fall asleep, whichever you prefer. Business English is about training and performance. It has definable purposes. Its trainers are facilitators. Only facilitators? Who are aware of the business context and the expectations of the course sponsor. Aha! The course sponsor. They relate language input to the requirements of the learner and have the planning, evaluation, and feedback skills to generate trust and confidence on the part of the learner. I would go along with that, probably. I would. I think there's more there, but it's not a bad start. So what about differences in business English? Why are we different? Why do we have BESIG? Why do we have Business English UK? Why do we call ourselves business English teachers? Is it in the syllabus? Possibly. Is it the context? Is it the environment? What about time constraints? The course sponsor, again. Is everybody happy when I'm talking about the course sponsor, the company that pays for the manager to come? When you're talking, I mean, this is one of the differences. When you're talking about general business English, general English, or young learners, you don't have a course sponsor unless perhaps it's the mum. And then the course sponsor reaches an even greater significance than the company. What about the student themselves? Are they different from the general English learner? And then the teacher. How different are we? Well, in 1990, I focused on the teacher, the anatomy of the business English teacher. And that's where I'm going to start today. Today, this is still used by human resource directors to assess, to develop personnel specifications in collaboration with job descriptions, to say exactly what they want from the person who's going to work for their company. So in 1990, I applied this system to the job of business English teacher. And what areas does the Rogers 7-point plan cover? It covers physical health and appearance. Are they fat? Are they able to move? Can we do that these days? Well, we probably do, or rather the HR directors probably do, but they can't say that they do. 1990, it was part of the plan, part of the strategy. Attainments, quite clear. What are your qualifications, experience, and degrees, certificates, and so on. General intelligence, which is not the same thing as what qualifications you have. Many highly intelligent people that I know are incredibly stupid. Special aptitudes. Over and above general intelligence, over and above your certificates on the wall, what special aptitudes do you have for the role of a business English teacher? Your interests. Do you belong to a Civil War recreation society? Are you involved in stamp collecting? Is macrame and crochet your bag? Disposition. Do you have a cheery face to see in the morning? Are you generally positive? Or is the glass always half empty? Are you morose? Can you face this person in the classroom? Can you talk to them across coffee in the staff room? Circumstances. This is a cracker. Are you pregnant? Are you intending to get pregnant? Can you drive? All of those sort of things are involved in the 7th point, Rogers 7-point plan. And it is still used, although covertly more than overtly these days. So, business English teachers, how do we measure up on that? Well, what I did in fact was I gave a questionnaire to several hundred business English teachers in different countries. And I'm not going to go through the whole questionnaire with you now, but some of the highlights are: nobody had wanted to be a teacher when they grew up. Not one person. So it's obviously a clear career plan that was there. Although I think that's not a bad thing, actually. I'm always very suspicious about people who, at the age of 4 at playgroup, they say, when I grow up, I want to be an accountant. It's very, very worrying. 90% had worked as a businessman or woman in some capacity. 100% of those asked had lived or worked abroad, away from their own country. Would you like to be a businessman or woman? The answers varied from no to not again to not now. 80% had never attended a training course for business English learning.